Thursday night, just after President Trump announced his new tariffs on China, by tweet, of course, something happened you may have missed. One of my absolute favorite companies, Etsy, the online marketplace for all sorts of handcrafted goods, and much more than that, reported an imperfect quarter. Now, the results really weren't bad. The company posted a modest earnings beat, and management raised their full-year guidance for both revenues and gross merchandise value, key metric, total value of everything that gets sold on the platform. However, like I said, it wasn't perfect. Etsy sales came in slightly weaker than expected, and they slightly lowered their margin forecast. I did not fret, but if I have to tell you, these guys had reported any other time, I think the stock would have been dinged for a couple of points at the most. But they reported the worst possible time, which is why the stock plummeted 12.4% on Friday, lost another 9.7% yesterday. What an aberration. While Etsy bounced around 3% today, it's still gone from 68 to 55 in less than a week. So could this be the buying opportunity that so many of us have been waiting for? Or do we need to be more cautious? Let's take a closer look with Josh Silverman. He's the CEO of Etsy. We'll also chat in a minute with one of his new partners, Steve McDougall. He's the co-founder and CEO of 3 Degrees, which is a sustainability consulting firm that Etsy's using to offset all the carbon emissions caused by its shipping. Mr. Silverman, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Josh. How you been?
Good to see you, Jim. How are you?
Okay. I want to clear one thing up initially, which is that while the analyst said it wasn't that good a quarter, when I look at the GMV, the merchandise value, when I look at the new sellers and new buyers, I see a consistent theme of growth, which is what I care about.
I think it was a great quarter. In fact, I think when people look back a few years from now, they're going to describe this as a breakthrough quarter. The fundamentals in the second quarter were really strong. Our gross merchandise sales, as you mentioned, grew 21%. Revenue grew 37%, and that was because products were delivering really well and our marketing initiatives were working. In addition, we announced 3 bold new initiatives this quarter, each of which I think set us up for really great growth for the future. So we feel great about the second quarter.
Well, let's talk about shipping and what you've done. We're going to talk about shipping and sustainability in a second, but just talk about how shipping is a major friction point that people are liking what you're doing.
Yeah, free shipping is now an expectation in the market. And too often buyers on Etsy have said that they think shipping prices are too high. So what we announced in the second quarter is that we're going to make free shipping the standard that people expect when they come to Etsy. And so we announced a number of initiatives to make that easy for our sellers to adopt.
Now, you got 2.3 million sellers, 43 million active buyers. Yeah. So obviously the sellers are doing well. How are you helping the sellers and empowering them to do even better than they were?
Well, obviously the most important thing is that we drive traffic to Etsy, but our sellers are hungry to invest in their own success. So we also announced just the other day the launch of Etsy Ads, which is a new platform that allows our sellers to invest, to grow and buy traffic off of Etsy and bring it onto their Etsy shop.
Yeah, one of the things I thought that was really interesting is you guys are, I would say, making it so that the average person looks a lot like, I don't know, let's call it Macy's, let's call it Bloomingdale's, let's call it Walmart. The average person, you can't tell that the average person's a mom or pop shop.
Right. We allow small sellers to be able to compete head for head with the big guys. And we do that by giving them a super simple and easy way to build a business online and market themselves we do all the business work for them, and they can just focus on making great products and serving their customers.
I like the fact that you are now educating people how to get do a better job. Look, the big guys have all these resources, and they have all these tableau data, and it's almost unfair. You are trying to equalize and level the playing field.
We really are, and we give them that kind of data, but we make it really easy for them to understand, and then we give them tools that make it super easy for them to understand. Most important, we bring them customers. We bring them buyers. We're not just a way to put a shop on the web. We're a way to actually have people come and buy, and that's really powerful.
I've always tried to value your company. I'm going to give you away. You tell me if I'm off base. We've got great companies like Shopify. I know they're not necessarily a marketplace, but $36 billion. We've got Amazon valued in the multiple billions. $6.6 billion seems like too small a market cap for Etsy's opportunity.
Well, I'm not in the business of prognosticating what our market cap should be. What I'll tell you is to get a two-sided marketplace where you've got 43 million buyers and 2.3 million sellers at scale, that's incredibly hard to do and incredibly hard to replicate. And once you've got it, it's durable. And look at our growth rate. We're incredibly excited about our opportunity.
And it's very hard to destroy for those who think that big always has to win. Now, we're going to turn this. It's sustainability summer, okay? Yeah. That's what we're thinking about. We want to turn it out to an aspect of your business that's incredibly important, but it's overlooked way too much. And that is, we want to familiarize viewers with a focus that we're calling impact per share. It's IPS. It's what people are doing, what companies are doing to make it so that they're preserving our planet. I actually am going to do something. I'm going to let you introduce Steve, and then you tell us what you guys are doing together.
Fantastic. So Etsy made a commitment recently that we want to be 100% carbon neutral. And so we partnered with 3 Degrees, led by Steve, to help us offset all of the carbon emissions from shipping. So what we'd been already doing was powering our offices and our servers using renewable energy. But when a seller ships a package from her house to the buyer, that's really outside of our supply chain. So we said, how can we make sure that that doesn't have a negative environmental impact? And 3 Degrees has been an amazing partner to help us to offset all of the carbon that comes from shipping.
Okay, so Steve McDougall, I want to know what is the competitive advantage of hiring you? In other words, I see a lot of young people, and young people want to know what a company is doing to preserve the environment. They bring you in. Do you see some step up ROI? I want to say this because I think a lot of people feel it's just good deed doing, but it's actually good business.
Yeah, I think, first of all, it starts with leadership of the companies that we work with that truly believe that climate change is something that they have to take urgent action on. It starts there, but they also recognize that within their stakeholder set that they want to create a connection and on values, and that just makes good business sense.
And can I just build on that for a second? It turns out it costs less than a penny a package to offset the carbon from shipping. When we discovered that, we said, gosh, we're just going to pay for it at Etsy. And then in checkout, we market that when you buy from Etsy, you're not impacting the environment. The increase in conversion rate made this pay for itself. It literally pays for itself because customers buy more from Etsy because we can work with 3 Degrees and offset the carbon.
You have more habitual buyers, which is the term I love that you use because of it?
Yes. It's good for business and it's good for the environment. It doesn't have to be a trade-off.
See, I think that penny per package is something. I think a lot of people have no education in this. I think a lot of people feel, well, suddenly Etsy will start losing money because they're doing this. You do not necessarily impact the bottom line negatively when you come in.
No, at the end of the day, the leadership of our partners recognize that there's value with their company to take these kinds of steps. And if I could demystify the notion of carbon offsets too, because really they are a mechanism to channel more money to projects that reduce greenhouse gases. And there's an extensive process behind the scenes that projects have to go through to get verified to ensure the environmental integrity. So essentially that our partners like Etsy and all those people out there that see what Etsy is doing can be assured that those emissions are truly happening.
Well, I think that's terrific. And I know I want to say on the first day you picked up the tab for everybody in e-commerce, which raises visibility so that this man comes and helps preserve our environment, which we seem to need more than ever. Steve McDougall from 3 Degrees, thank you so much. Josh, great to see you. That's Josh Silverman, Brooklyn's own Etsy. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.